When we master the card, the Emperor, we master that ultimate control within our life. We are standing firm towards what we do. He has that knowledge, and we can see it in this script. He's surrounded by the mountains. It's just that representation of that firm establishment and rootedness into this reality. In order to do real impact into this life, we have to acquire the codes of Emperor. All what he needs to do is just to oversee it, protect it. That's why he's so heavily armored. He's supported by all-seeing eagles. When you start something new, you are destined to have lots of arrows on your back. Hello, beautiful souls. So today we will be talking about really powerful card, very attractive and magnetic card, the Emperor. When we master the card, the Emperor, we master that ultimate control within our life, and we find our place here, we find our voice, and we speak that voice outside to this world. Whatever we do, we are standing firm towards what we do. We know how to literally build the powerful foundation for our dreams to grow, and how to build that tower, that new home for our dreams. Look at this Emperor, how he's sitting. He is a continuation of the card, the Empress, right? But at the same time, she is sitting completely unarmored while he is armored. Remember, when you start showing up your voice into this world, what's happening is you will be surrounded by opinionship. This world is all about opinions. So you want it or not, but when you go to social media or when you just start expressing something, your attractive nature, attractive character, what will happen is people will either love you or they will hate you. And guess what? You should be fine with that, because look at this guy. How powerful he is. Is he bothered by those who like him or who dislike him? But at the same time, he's surrounded by water. So around him we can see water. He's flowing with life. He's affixed into what he's pioneer for, what he's building, his towers, right? His kingdom, his creation. But at the same time, he's flowing with life. He doesn't forget about that main principle, which is firmly established in that personality. Because if the being mastered the Empress, naturally it flows into the Emperor. But the mastery of the Empress, it's the mastery of that internal flow and external flow, external harmony with all life. So we still see the appearance of that code of mastery of internal flow and external harmony with all life in here. Now, he has that knowledge, and we can see it in this script. He has this powerful symbol here, also the symbol which quite reminds the symbol which is in hands of the Empress, but here it's the symbol of that fertility at the same time, right? So that male symbol of all creation. And we can see here it's just like a blitz coming out of that. It's just the seed is creating the world, right? So he's laying down the powerful foundation in here. He is sitting on his throne, firmly established in it. He's surrounded by the mountains. It's just that representation of that firm establishment and rootedness into this reality. That person mastered the Empress within him or within her. They mastered their root chakra, believe me. They are firmly rooted within this world. Now, many here just see so much and get stuck into the world of the high priestess, and they cannot rise beyond that world and cannot be rooted into the root chakra, into this physical world. And that's why the impact of what they can do into this world is quite limited, because they are literally balancing in between the worlds. In order to do real impact into this life, we have to to acquire the codes of emperor, that inner stability, that laying down of foundations, that assertiveness, that self-confidence, right? So these types of codes we have to have in order to do a bigger impact into this world. Look at his hand. It is holding the sky and all the elements of the sky, the clouds and the sun, right? And here behind him we can see that he already laid down the powerful foundation of his tower. It's behind him already. It's his accomplishments. And under his feet we can see the representation of money, of abundance. So he already has it all. He doesn't have the aspirations for it. He's ruling this reality. He's ruling this kingdom which he created. And now all what he needs to do is just to oversee it and be a steward of this reality. Protect it, right? That's why he's so heavily armored. All right. You can see also that he has these horns. It's the representation of wisdom, accumulated wisdom. And you can see at the same time the moon, the representation of the moon, which is in a very balanced way. So he's still very deeply connected to his intuitive level, to his divine feminine aspect. And in the middle of it, it's just like that connection to the higher self, to that miraculous star of all creation. He's supported by all-seeing eagles. So we can see that powerful symbol of eagles. He's like overseeing his kingdom. He's protecting, he's a steward of his reality, and he's overseeing it all. He's like a real lion of this creation, right? Yes, what a powerful card. Now, when I am thinking about this card, it is the card of all pioneers of any kind of new movement, new paradigm. Because guess what? When you start something new, you are destined to have lots of arrows on your back. You are destined to lay down in the dirt with your face. And guess what? It's one of the obstacles, so-called, which you have to overcome and still show that you are worthy to move forward. When I was in the jungles, I remember how I was moving there through the forest together with my guide and my friend there at that time. And I remember that I was the last in the line, but the first in the line was the guide. And it was the hardest way possible to open up that way. He was using a big machete, and it was the hardest thing possible so that he could actually open up the space for us. He was the pioneer of ours. He was leading ours and he was working hard. I was only walking, enjoying the way, being on the backwards of the line, but he was walking first. And believe me, in the end of the day, he was already sitting like this. I remember nearby the fire, being very, very tired, but happy. Yeah, all the pioneers here, whatever they are doing, let it be in business, they enjoy all the income coming from the new paradigm which they create. Usually they're just like the first creator of this direction, and then they literally enjoy the most fame out of it whenever they create the new category, for example. Or let's say you create the new invention, right? Everybody knows Nikola Tesla for lots of his inventions. Everybody knows usually the inventor of electricity or of the phone or of any kind of new paradigm in here. Everybody knows who is Steve Jobs, right? With his iPhone. Everybody knows here also the creator of Tesla cars, right? But nobody already knows too much. It's not taken in the space of our brains in here who is the number 2, number 3, and number 4, because the world remembers the number 1. But that's the toughest way. And that's the way when you have to be ready, like this guy, to lay down in dirt with your face and be ready that your spine will be filled with arrows. And it's fine. You just have to master the codes of structure and strength.